If you're under 20, you have one advantage, and that's time. What's good, y'all? It's Big Brother Jake here, and we're going to be talking about how to get rich/wealthy before you're 20 or in your 20s or as a teen while you're young. And the first thing I'm going to say is look at what millionaires say. When I go online, when I look at YouTube videos, when I see billionaires and millionaires, they always say I'd give up all of my wealth if I could, and like trade lives with you, and they'll point at like a kid, just to be a kid again, to have time, because time is the most important thing. And that's not just because of like compounding or, you know, that sort of thing. Like, it's because like time is the most important thing, right? So use your time wisely, right? So when I say how to get rich by 20, I'm gonna list a lot of things that you can get into that will make you money, but having the right mindset and being on the right track at 20, at so young, is like what will set you apart from everyone else. So the first thing you can do is definitely learn a skill that makes money, right? Like, if you are a master editor, like at editing videos, right, for like YouTubers or something like that, you can really monetize that and make a lot of money, right? If you're really good at social media management, right? I've seen a lot of people who make so much money running little pages for, you know, bigger, like I know Andrew Tate, for example, pays a lot of people money to like run little channels where they promote his stuff. That's why back in the day you'd get bombarded with his stuff. There's a lot of other YouTubers who do that sort of thing, right? So if you're really good at something, you'll get paid for it. I got a buddy who's a photographer who gets like paid to go to the big cities out here in Texas. We're in a smaller town here, but he'll get to go to Houston, to Dallas, which is hours and hours away, because he's so good at what he does and his rates are less. You know, don't be too greedy with the money. Work on just mastering your craft, right? And he gets great opportunities where he gets to drive supercars and whatnot because of it, and gets paid really good money, right? Another thing I could say is take a risk. Start a business instead of a job, right? A job will never make you rich. Like, not a 9-to-5 job that you're working in high school making like 12 an hour. That's not going to get you rich, right? I have several friends with lawn care businesses where they like make business cards, they do it professionally, they have social media promotions, right? They might do the first time for free, right? Or they do lower rates to like outprice like the proper professionals with like families that they have to feed, right? You got to think like an entrepreneur, right? I have even more friends, because I'm a car guy, as you can see I'm in the Mustang right now, who do car detailing. I have so many friends who do that, and I'm thinking like, isn't it going to be oversaturated? No, they all make good money. It's, you know, stressful, logistics, a lot of work and whatnot, but they all make more money than everyone else right now, right? Especially back then. And, you know, they're able to hire their friends and like, you know, pay taxes and help out the economy and whatnot and do what they love. They get to work with really nice cars, they get to drive really nice cars, and they get to talk to really wealthy people and network and learn really good experiences, right? I also have a buddy who does tow trucking, right? I mean, he was able to write off, he got a ginormous F450, right? And he just tows, and he gets to do what he loves. Like, he's just, you know, seeing nice cars. He specifically specializes in like lowered cars and whatnot, because he's a part of the car community himself, and he goes to like the car meets and whatnot. He's making great money. I see him like buying brand new guns and going on trips and doing this and that, because he's able to afford it, because he's his own boss. Now he's hired other tow truck drivers, right? And he's scaled it. And we're all like early 20s. I don't really have any friends that are teenagers anymore, but we're like early 20s, right? And they're making good money, okay? Another thing is just stack cash. You know, if you are working that 9-to-5 at Walmart while you're young, just stack cash. Try to live pick a percent, like let's say you can live off of 50% of what you make. Try to find the smallest percent, especially if you still live with your family and whatnot, or you have less bills before you have kids and like a wife, and, you know, life gets expensive and whatnot, right? Medical bills, like, stack as much cash as possible. And for the please do not stack it in a savings account, right? You want to stack it in like the S&P 500 or something, ETFs that you've like well studied, or like dividend stocks that you've well studied that are going to pay you back a good percent, that have shown that they've grown and how much they pay for the past 10 years. You want to make sure that you have a good return on investment, right? And that you're learning about investing, right? Most millionaires right now, they didn't know anything about saving money, anything like that when they were young. So knowing that now is a ginormous advantage, right? Okay. So yeah, investing is a big one. Surround yourself around like-minded individuals. That was definitely an issue that I had a few years back, where I was just hanging out with a ton of bums. Like, I was still in my hometown, and everyone else, a lot of people went off to college, and I was there, and I was hanging out. Most of my friends that didn't go to college are not bums. I'm not saying that, but I was just hanging out with some bums, okay? And it was not good for me. We were just drinking and partying and like not doing anything productive and making like garbage money. So make sure that the people around you are talking how I'm talking right now. They're like, yeah, we're going to be rich one day. We got to lock in. We got to hit the gym. We got to do this. Make sure that they're positive on life. They're not like, oh, life only goes downhill from here. I'm going to get fat and miserable and have a couple baby mamas. Like, nah, right? So you can be a part of Discord communities, Twitter communities, YouTube communities. I mean, it'd be amazing if I had my own community one day, but I'm just here to yap because I like to yap, right? I'm not making any money off of this. I probably will never make money off of this, but if I do, that would be amazing, right? Yeah, if you have your social media, use social media. You can use it to promote, your other businesses as well. Let's see. What else did I write down? Just stay savvy. Like, keep researching, use AI, find out what's the next big thing, find out how you can make some money through that. Like really think, like, just something off the top of my head, right? Like, fertility rates and like testosterone is going down. People are struggling to have kids. It's not like the most far-fetched thing in the world to say 10 years from now, like, there will be a lot more bigger companies that are helping couples like have babies. Like, there already are some companies that help right now because a lot of couples struggle to have kids. That industry is going to grow massively. Look at things that are going to grow in the future, like that sort of thing. Like, really think like that, right? Education is important, not necessarily college, but always educate yourself. I might be doing a long drive. I'll put on a productive podcast. I love The Diary of a CEO, like that sort of thing. I used to listen to Joe Rogan all the time, right? A productive one where you hear experts, where you hear smart people saying stuff and just soak in the information, right? Reading books would be even better. I really struggle to read books, but hopefully one day I'll get back into that. But that sort of thing, right? Just always educate yourself, always learn more. You can do this just by talking to people as well. I remember I worked in the front at a retail store, and I would just talk to people, and I'd be like, oh, you're this job, and I would ask a question. We'd have a little yap session, right? As you can tell, I'm a certified yapper. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and get my kind of spiel here. Like, I named a few things that you can do for a little grind mindset to make more money. If you're a business owner as a teenager, you're probably gonna make more than the guy making $12 an hour at, like, the gas station or whatever. But the main important thing to be wealthy is to really have that mindset, to know about investing, to know about everything, to have that mindset where you're not just gonna like buy an expensive car the second you can afford it. Make sure you can really afford it. Make sure you're really locked in, and that's how you'll set yourself up to do good. Remember, most millionaires were not millionaires until they were older. We're gonna do it before 30 or 35 though, okay? I promise you that much. Laters.